what's the app called? Done. Tulloy, right? So they seem to have no idea what the fuck we had, right? But they understood the mission and the alignment between United Masters and Tully. They got it. So if that alignment would have happened, and that would have meant that full control would have been given to manage the creative assets, manage their business, manage their teams, and distribute their music out. One-stop shop. Meaning that we would not need a record label to do any of that shit.
So we demoed the product. We signed in agreements, we demoed the product.
Yep, we demoed the product. After I did the demo with United Masters, right, I ended up getting plugged with Steve directly. So before I got to speak with Steve, they seen everything from our side, right? I haven't seen one thing from their side. We signed NDAs so we could share information, and these niggas made me share all my shit. And they didn't share shit. They listened to me talk, they didn't share nothing. So I hop on the call with Steve, right? And it's me, Steve, it's Drew, who's on the phone with us right now. So we talked to Steve and we explained the model we got and how we would like to bring the shit together, considering that the company don't have the shit that we built. So Steve said, okay, shoot me an email and we'll set up a meeting. No response. Right? Fast forward a few months later, I got a copyright infringement saying that I cannot use the word record label in your pocket. Now here's what pisses me off. I had 2 United States utility patents, right? That, which is an app. They infringe on one of those patents. So that the Rap Chat app, if you don't know, it's like a social songwriting app. So what they're infringing on is the ability to play, write, and record in a single screen. I have a patent for that. So nobody should be able to do that shit except for me. But I'm not out here sending cease and desist, doing all that fuck shit, right? So I'm not sending lawyers to these niggas, right? I'm trying to figure out how to make shit better for us artists so that they don't make the same mistakes that I made if they hadn't did shit. So I got patents and these niggas, you know, these motherfuckers trademarked a few words. You mean to tell me I'm going to the successful black CEO representing artists to make that happen, and instead of calling me, because I use the term Tully, I use it and say that Tully is a record label in your pocket. Instead of calling me, this motherfucker sent me a cease and desist letter. I'm tired of this industry shit, bro. We supposed to be coming together. You the same nigga that's sitting online talking about let's share information and come together and record labels and blah, 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 blah. So I've seen this fuck shit from when I'm coming up as an artist. I'm learning from it. I'm seeing it, which is cool when it's coming from the fucking major labels, I guess. But when it comes from our own people that's supposed to be looking out and looking out for our culture and pushing this shit forward, that's what pissed me off, and that's what made me go on my band today. You heard?
Hey, thank you, John. I know we have Mr. Davis up here that wanted to holler at you. And get it. Mr. Davis, you there? Durant?
Yeah, I'm here. How's it going, Brother Joyner? So I have a question, but it's probably going to take me a minute to ask it because I don't want you to say anything in case you may have any litigation and people are recording the room. But so with the technology, all right, so you guys built technology in your company, is what I'm getting. And the IP that you guys had, it was something that they didn't have and they didn't understand the secret sauce, but you didn't want to get into the distribution business, so it was an ideal partnership. You don't have to speak about the terms at all. So how did you get served with the copyright infringement? Was it served on you're not going to be able to do the distribution with someone else, or was it served on something that they were trying to steal?
So what United Masters did is they trademarked the words record label in your pocket. They also trademarked the words amplify your independence. They also trademarked the words your future has no labels. So this is a company that's raised over $100 million. And what they basically did was they trademarked all the words that you would essentially try to use to identify what we've built, right? And then coming to us, telling us we can't use that.
So DJ, it's still Durant, by the way, and thanks for answering that. So does that affect you guys? Because that sounds like a marketing play. Is this some legal term where they're saying any service derivative of that description you guys can do? I'm just
Yeah,
trying to
you basically
understand.
you trademark the description. So it's like, okay, don't use that description with your product because we trademarked it. And we're sitting here with patents, utility patents. Like, there's very few people in the music business that can tell me that they've got United States issued utility. We do patents at that, right? And so it's kind of frustrating because it's like, we expect that bullshit from the big major labels for them to come down like that, right? We didn't expect it from this side.
So DJ, that was a Silicon Valley play because you know that Steve Stoute is connected to a lot of people over in Sand Hill Road. But here's the thing, I'm done with my questions because I don't want you guys to say anything that may infringe on something you guys may have in the future. But if I have another question, I'll try to think about it and ask it in a way where it won't affect you guys. But I appreciate that. I'm going.
All right, y'all. This is Ashley. Let me reset the room. Y'all welcome to the Crenshaw District. If you're not following the club, make sure you're tapping the greenhouse at the top. Show us some love. Show some love to my girl Keita, my sister, everything. Shout out to Joyner Lucas and his manager. They are on stage tonight. And tonight we are talking about he putting Steve Stoute on y'all come on, give it a word. He put him out.
Put on the GM screen. Put on the GM screen.
There you go. He put him on blast, baby. He told him.
And everybody on Twitter too. His Twitter tweet about it.
Y'all came in the kitchen.
Hashtag
Crenshaw District and hit the bell. If you follow the club, you have to hit the bell.
Miss Ashley, everybody, this is Erica. Can I ask one quick nerd ass question, please?
Let me reset them. Let me get everything. The channels are going crazy.
I know. Go ahead.
Instagram is going crazy.
Let me check real quick. I do want to let Joyner know, in the midst of this conversation, Karen Civil came in on her burner account to listen.
Yeah. She was on the real page too, enough.
So we're resetting the room. Y'all welcome Joyner Lucas and his manager to the stage tonight. We are talking about Steve Stoute and these copyright infringement cases that he served to Joyner Lucas. For what? He created the app. I'm just saying, y'all. But y'all clap it up for the moderators. I could not put this together. I appreciate his manager reaching out to me on the back channel and allowing me and my sister Key to put this together. Yeah, again, y'all need to be retweeting this. Put it on your Twitter, put it on your Instagram, put it on your Facebook. Let them know we're the hottest club right now. But again, this is Ashley. I'm your favorite 504 girl. And Miss Erica, I'm going to give the mic to you. And then Joyner Lucas, I would like the junior man to continue on with the conversation.
I appreciate that, Ashley. My question is simple because I love music. I'm a fan girl. Tell me what's the best track for somebody to listen to from your music, from your catalog? What's your favorite track or what you think somebody should listen to? If they're brand new to your discography, and number two, how do I support that shit for you, bro? Just simple questions, nerd ass questions. Thanks.
Y'all have to be patient with Joyner. He's still learning how.
I think you're on mute right now.
Yeah.
I am. I'm on mute. Was she asking me a question or was she talking to y'all?
No, she wants to know. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was asking you directly. What's your favorite track? What's your favorite track? The best track you feel you've made, and what's the best way for me to go ahead and support that, bro? Let me know.
Damn. That's so difficult.
I know.
That's like asking. That's like asking.
Favorite child.
That's like if I had 5 kids and you asked me which one is my favorite.
Give me a couple. Give me a couple if you can't pick one. Give me a couple.
Alright, so I feel like what's a good record? What's a good description record would be? I think. I say we'll listen to Will. I think Will is fine. It's a good description record. I think we should listen to Ron Jose with Me and Lil Baby. I think that's a good one. And shit. One more I would say, and one more I would say to listen to. That's a different vibe. You can really see it come up, which is real relevant to this whole Karen shit and everything else. It's Legend featuring Rick Ross. If y'all ain't seen that music video, you should watch it because it really outlines and shows the whole journey. Like, you know what I'm saying? Since I was a kid coming up. That's cool.
So I appreciate that. I'm about to swap all 30 shits right now and salute to you, man.
But straight, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for real, for real. Thank you so much.
No, you can always want people to focus on the music, girl. That's what I'm here to do. Of course. So salute to Joyner, salute to manager, thanks for coming in and speaking.
So I appreciate you too.
Erica, listen to his song with Chris Brown.
Now, John, we wanna get back to the conversation surrounding Steve Stoute. Were you done with that portion? Is that everything to cover that?
Yeah, that covers everything, bro. I literally covered the whole situation. But what's up?
Well, I have a question about that.
Condoning. Pull up, y'all.
With them filing the trademark, that cease and desist against you with the trademark, is there any way you can go get around it, like using a lawyer to beat it, or?
Bro, there's no point fighting it, man. It's like, we're fighting over words right now. It's crazy. Like, Joyner is a lyricist. We're gonna really sit here and fight over words that's gonna describe a product. Like, we're gonna spend, tens of thousands. Like, he raised $100 million. I'm sure he's got lawyers on deck to just sit there and do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, fighting somebody to be able to use some words at this point isn't even worth it. So stand down. You know what I mean? It sucks because we really should be thinking, like, I would look at it like United Masters should be looking at this as an opportunity to get to the place faster, right? To get to the end result faster, which is let's empower artists. Let's get artists back in control over their careers and their documents and their masters and all the assets they have to manage, essentially. So that's what we're trying to get to, you know what I mean? And so we thought this would be a fast forward button to pushing that narrative forward. But there's so many people that's in the business making so much money behind closed doors, doing distro with, manual deals and things like that. It's like, there's no incentive for them to want to push it that fast. You know what I mean? Sure. You think the management, why does a record label not have a management system for an artist? That's crazy. They make $300-400 million a year. How come they haven't put a management system in place so when the artist gets in the studio and lays down a record, writes a record, there's a way to manage all of it?
Hey, that's real.
Because it's in their best interest. Right, it's in their best interest to keep everything manual, so they can have more people in the building.
You can't have any artist right now. Any artist right now, what their splits are on what records, how much they're receiving, what they get. Any artist in the world, you can ask them, they want to be able to tell you that. I don't care what song is popping. You ask me what splits I get on what record, I can tell you that. Because thanks to Tully, I can tell you that information. These motherfuckers don't know that information. They're not involved in that business. You understand what I'm saying? They might not even care about it. But
if everyone understands the business model of United Masters, right?
Yes.
All right, so you're paying a fee to distribute your music, and if you are somewhat significant or making some traction, they're gonna put you into a percentage model, and if you are doing better, they're gonna upgrade you into some type of manual deal. How is that different than a record deal? In fact, why don't somebody tell me what's the difference? Like, what is owning your masters got to do with distribution?
There's no difference.
But what has it got to do with it? Distributing your music has got nothing to do with owning your masters.
Yeah, it's a little bit bigger than that.
It's got nothing to do. Distributing your music is putting it out to the stores. That's a different set of rights. Owning your rights to your masters is a whole separate thing. He's been able to take, here's your masters, distribute them. You got a record label in your pocket. It's a distribution company, man. There's no tech. There's really no tech, and it's crazy because I feel like it's like the big dogs in the room. They always find ways to marginalize people that aren't in that position, and we see it all the time. You see it as an independent artist getting ripped off by a PR person or whoever it is, and then it's like you always a step behind. And when the culture is supposed to be coming together, when people are supposed to come together and say, you know what, let's push this forward because that's how we retaliate against the people that are really in control. We over here trying to fuck each other over. We over here trying to stop this person or that person. Like, it's backwards.
Right. Yeah,
Where's Steve Stoute in this room? Where that nigga at?
I think what you created on that app here is pretty dope. And we've been going around for weeks with this music we're working on with Tierra Marie. And I did not know this app exists. So me and my team will definitely be jumping on Tully that and doing what we need to do.
We appreciate it.
At it existed.
We appreciate
When
it.
we just trying to figure out these splits and these percentages, stuff, yeah, I'm fucking with that apple.
Yeah, automated split sheets, bro, like.
Same here. Okay, y'all, so I've got one question in regards to Steve Stoute for you, Joyner. Let me go back, give me 1 second. Okay, so a young lady wants to know were the phrases trademarked before or after your meeting with Steve?
We'd have to go look at their trademark and search it and check it or whatever. But the point is, even if it was trademarked before, a conversation was had, demonstrations were had, and for us to be issued a letter, we were obviously on your radar, right? Okay. All right. So what's the intent? You could have just picked up the phone and been like, "Hey, man, look, I don't want you to use those words, man." You know what I mean? In fact, you know what? I'll tell you some real shit here. Our logo looked like the Chris Brown Black Pyramid logo at one point, right?
Yeah.
And Ed hit me up and was like, "Yo, listen, man, Chris fuck with y'all, but the logo looked real similar to his shit." And I was like, "Say less." And we switched the shit. This is in the early days. We switched
It
it.
was because when I showed Chris Brown the logo in the studio, that nigga was like, "Wait a minute, that shit kind of look like my logo."
Wow.
I was like, "Yeah, you right, my nigga. I didn't even see that." And then right after that, nigga, a couple days later, his manager and Drew was like, "Yo, y'all gotta change that shit," and we changed it. It was love. You feel me? Like
We trying to work together. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how we looked at it. So we're like, "Yo, it's a logo. I'm not worried about it. Switch your shit. It's cool." You know what I'm saying? So it's like you take meetings, you show people stuff, and you're not no different than like how the labels do, man. It's like we're sharing information out of trying to push something forward, and someone else's agenda is something else. Now, look, I don't blame him. He's a smart businessman. He's been in the game for a long time. He knows how this shit works. He was probably sitting back, observing, getting the information from his team, whatever. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, like, we was obviously on the radar. You had your trademark. You used it against another independent artist that's trying to actually make a difference for other independent artists. So it's just, to me, it just goes against everything that the company says they're trying to do and what they, what they stand for. So
Yeah, and you guys had to be on the radar, DJ, because those trademarks take like 9 or 10 months to even get approved. So the initial process, it wasn't like he had a conversation with you guys. And again, I'm speaking as ignorant to the circumstance of people in the room because I wasn't there. I'm just having a conversation about intellectual property. So those trademarks, you don't go and just say, "Hey, I want to file this trademarks." You got to communicate with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. They're going to deny it at first. Your lawyer have to go through the process of arguing. That was definitely at least like a 9-month process. I have a lot of trademarks that I paid for. I hate it that I have to wait that long. So yes, it's unfortunate, but I do want you guys to speak about the app and how people can find it so they can at least download it. I'm going on.
Yes, please.
I have a question for you, Jonah, and your manager, we have somebody, Renee, she was asking, could you all spell the name of the app for people, when people know the app?
Yo, it's called Tully. TULLY.
Why?
Yeah.
I have it.
You got it on iPhone.
That she wants to know, will a comedy record work on that? Like, can a comedian use that app to do their comedy record?
Yeah, of course, just for everybody. It's not just specified for rappers or singers. Anybody can download it and use it. Should my grandmother, if she want to download it and use it, she can use it. You know, she want to sing a soul song in the kitchen and shit. She can put that shit on and go to work.
basically, it's like, when you go to a DSP and you see like the artwork in the center and you put the player at the bottom. So just think of where the artwork is, that's the notepad. The player at the bottom is like the beat that you're playing. So you can write your lyrics. It's got a rhyming library in there. So it's got a built-in rhyming library. So as you're writing words out, and if you can't come up with something, it's got a whole library in there. You've got the record button, so the keyboard disappears and it turns into an equalizer. So you're playing, you're writing, and recording all in that one screen.
When you Google it, the United Master app pop up too, pardon.
Hey, Mark, let me ask a question real quick. So what do you guys see or envision in the future with the Steve Stoute situation, and what would you like the outcome to be at this juncture?
I mean,
This is Therese, by the way.
I would hope that there's a way that we can come together, because we actually commend his work and the stuff that he's doing and what he's talking about and the narrative he's pushing. If there's a way to come together to bring these tools and services to basically independent artists and artists in the game, that if we can bring that to them quicker, that's what we should be doing. Because the quicker we get it in their hands, the quicker they're gonna have control, the quicker there's gonna be more transparency, the quicker, you know what I'm saying, that a lot of this, discrepancies that you're seeing get fixed. And that problem's been around for a long time. People been dealing with these problems for a long time.
Yeah.
It's sad when we're sitting here, we're talking about an artist, only making 16 cents on a song and shit like that, you know what I mean? But they double the work. Like, it's sad to hear that shit, and you hear that all the time. You still see posts going up on social, oh, I want to get off my label, I couldn't do this, or my label, something from that. You know what I mean? Oh, I had this manager that did that. One of the first things Rack was saying was, oh, the manager got a kickback. You see what I'm saying? We're hearing this shit all the time, and it's because there is no transparency. And this is what this was supposed to do. It was supposed to build transparency. And so if there was a way to align and bring that to the forefront, to the market quicker, that's the change that we need. That's the change I truly believe that needs to be put in place. And Joyner is sitting there, and he's sitting there coming up with, Drew, we gotta fix this. Like, Drew, we really gotta fix this. This is a problem, and I don't want to go my entire career with this problem. So let's fix it for me, and if we fix it for me, we'll be fixing it for a lot more people.
Thanks, Drew. I appreciate you answering my question, Ms. Therese. I appreciate it.
Drew, you just answered my question, and I stated this in other rooms, we know the problem. So what's the solution now? Karen Silver's situation and Steve Stoute. Is there anybody else that, has done you wrong that you might want to put on the forefront tonight?
Hey, wait, real quick, before you answer, I have a question. Wait, real quick, real quick. Who on here has WAC 100 and Brandon Mac blocked? I'm gonna need you to admit it, so I can send you that.
What the hell?
Are you serious?
If you have WAC 100 blocked, just please speak up. Don't be a fucking liar in the front. Please don't. Just speak up.
We'll move you back up.
And since can't nobody speak, I'm gonna send everybody down and I will bring y'all back.
Just tell them unblock them. We ain't got no way to.
No, we're gonna go.
Wow, that's.
Peter gets this, there's, it's okay, it happens on all stages, you feel me, like, people, it happens. You feel me, we ain't gonna, again, it happens.
Who's that block?
I wanna thank y'all for coming to the Crenshaw District. I wanna thank Joyner Lucas, I wanna thank his manager Drew for being here with us. I wanna thank y'all, man, because y'all really, this is uncommon for a lot of people. They scared to come up here and speak their piece. They're scared to talk to the public and let them know what's going on out here for retreats. So I really appreciate y'all for coming to holler at us today, for coming to chill in the Crenshaw District. John, I appreciate you for pulling up yesterday as well. This has been a major platform already, bro.
Shout out to my man Drew, cause Drew, man, don't nobody keep it a bucket. Like,
Who the fuck that was? I mean, yeah. Damn.
Hey, B-Man.
What's up, B-Man? I think
Hey, B-Man.
Hold up, B-Man. But again, everybody make sure you follow the greenhouse at the top. Please make sure you follow the greenhouse at the top, hit that bell, make sure you follow your moderators and everybody on stage that resonates with you. This is a production in the Crenshaw District put on by the one and only the queen of the Crenshaw District, Miss Keita Trotter. We got Ashley in the building to help set this up with Drew, man. Really thank you for reaching out to her, man. And I'm the announcing moderator for the Crenshaw District, Miss Duckin. And I want to keep the conversation going, man, y'all.
So I'm under the assumption that the person Erica is who had BMAC and WAC block, because when I wrote it down, they were able to come in.
Hey, Keita.
Yeah.
Hey, Keita. I gotta straight the thing out with you.
But I do want to tell you, I appreciate you for having me up here. Thank you for letting me speak my piece. Thanks to everybody on behalf of the Crenshaw District. Shout out to everybody on here showing me love. I fuck with y'all.
I will tell you this, bro, when I spoke to Big U this morning, Big U basically told me to treat you like family, because you are family.
Appreciate that.
I'm happy, so that's gonna make him your cousin and you treat him as such, so.
That's love.
You know, I fuck with you, bro.
That's love, bro. Shout out Big U. I appreciate y'all time.
And please make sure you call him.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna hit him, and if you need anything, reach out to Drew or whatever, or I'll give you my joint offline. We can connect you. Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna send my number to Drew, and I'm gonna tap in with him, so and have him send you my shit over.
Oh, for sure, love.
So, John. One thing, I know the comedian that asked that question, she was on the app, she said it's not a genre up there, for comedy. So which one would she go under?
So which one? The genre, don't even matter, bro.
Okay.
Select whatever you want.
Okay, exactly. That's your answer, thank you.
All right, Joyner, let me say this, shout out to you and your manager for y'all reaching out to me today. I absolutely appreciate y'all even putting me in the mix. Let me give you your rules before I do.
And peace out and shout out to Trio City.
Love.
I love you.
Love.
Shout out to Trio City.
What's your Instagram? What's your Instagram name?
It's black_girls_interrupted.
My Instagram is MZPAB00, so it's Miss Ketaboo.
So Black Girls Interrupted, you got the it's podcast, right?
Yes, sir.
Got you right there. I just followed you. Kita, how you spell it?
It's MZ
Yeah.
KITA
Yeah.
B00.
Yeah, I got you on there too. I'm gonna follow you right now.
Mine is CON9. You see, COR. See, I tell y'all, I had 9 kids, bro. My mama had 9 kids.
Hey, yo, hit me whatever. Love.
No, I'm
thank you.
I'm actually gonna DM you and Drew right now.
Yes.
Sure.
Man, let the man leave.
Thanks, Joyner. Have a safe night. Drew, I want to say now what, baby? For reaching out to me and putting me in the mix. I'm glad I was able to bring you and Joyner to the stage to speak your truth. God bless you, baby. We love you, okay?
Much love, thank you.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Good night.
Somebody asked me what happened.
That's Miss Chairs. Like, what happened? Would you left out the room and couldn't get back in?
Yes.
Yeah, I couldn't even see the room.
Had him blocked, so I had to.
Move
everybody down, bring everybody up. So Crenshaw District, I'm gonna set it to hand raising the members only. And go ahead and raise your hand so I can get y'all back up. I'm sorry I had to do that, but in order to figure out who got who blocked, a lot of times I gotta send people down one by one. So
y'all going too fast.
Can I talk? So as I'm sending y'all down, I'm asking Brandon, can you see it now? Can you see it now? As I'm talking to Brandon, Black calls and says, Keita, where the fuck the room?